I'm here at the Vale Sports Arena with the world's baddest nerd, Brandon Scott. You're watching Jimmy Gilheany tonight, who we've obviously been training with. He won in his fight tonight, the first round. How do you think of his performance?
Firstly, it's the baddest nerd on the planet. Okay? Tomato, I know. The world's baddest nerd on the planet. Just had to rectify that. But no, you're supporting Jimmy, and no, he boxed well. He had a tough fight. The opponent he fought wasn't necessarily a textbook good boxer, but sometimes you find with these foreigners come in, they've got nothing to lose, so they do things sometimes that are, it's so bad, that it's awkward, like from nowhere. It's common sense, common knowledge in boxing. You don't throw an overhand right on the ropes from nowhere. But because it's so, like, don't do it, you're not taught how to defend against it, so it can sometimes catch you off guard. I know this because I've fought people like it the same. I fought a guy called Reynaldo Caina in Cardiff in the CIA Arena, and he was just like kind of running away from me awkwardly, and I thought, oh, he's running, I've hurt him, and out of nowhere he just lobbed an overhand right at me, and I was like, shit. So sometimes things can catch you off guard, but no, Jimmy's mature and lovely. He's turning out to be a good pro. I spar him in the gym. We do loads of rounds in the gym. Gavin has a spar all the time, and he's going to be very good. He's still learning, still very early in his career, as am I. We both are. That's what makes it so good. Is we're both learning same lessons at the time. But no, I'm looking forward to seeing where Jimmy's going to go because I like him a lot.
Yeah, and you talk there about how difficult some of these fights can be, especially starting off. And in an arena such like this, it's a cold night tonight in here. It's different.
It's freezing, man.
Yeah.
Cold's one word, just freezing. I can't feel, my balls are like M&Ms.
Yeah, it's tough conditions, obviously. But how sort of important are nights like this in terms of building your pro career?
It's massively important. I was, just funny enough, I always say to my father when we speak about, because we always like to have a little reflect about how crazy everything's been. I fought in the O2 Arena on the anti-Josh undercard, loads of pressure on me. I fought on the Matchroom cards, I fought on loads. And the most nervous I've ever been was on my fourth fight here in the Vale Sports Arena against a man called Stephen Jackson. And I knew I was going to win the fight, but it was just, I was so nervous. I remember actually thinking to myself, I was like, I don't know if I want to, before every fight, loads of boxers get this, it's like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. This is my last fight and I'm done. Then you win the fight and you're like, yeah, I love boxing, I'm never going to quit. But it's crazy. Just I fought in the O2 and I fought on all these Matchroom shows and all these crazy things. The most nervous I've ever been was on a Lee Eaton show, a Let's Go management show, fighting a man called Stephen Jackson, which I look back now and I'm like, why was I nervous? It's building your apprenticeship. These shows are so important for early on in your career because learning your apprenticeship. Jimmy had a tough fight tonight, which was a tough fight, but he would have learned loads. So in the grand scheme of things, it was a perfect night. As for all these other boxers on here, I fought here, I've learned lessons here. This is why it's so important, building your experience, gaining your trade.
Yeah, you talk about building experience play, and then obviously onto the Matchroom shows. You were back in action, obviously in April 13th. There's no planned opponent for you yet. Is there any progression towards an opponent, or? There
was a bit of they were looking to match me at, we were speaking about featherweight, but it turns out my weight's actually really good in a minute, so we've moved it down to 8 stone 12, so that may have put a bit of a delay on it. Fight's still 6 weeks away. I've had some fights when I haven't had an opponent until the Wednesday before the fight on the Saturday, like. So look, I really don't care who they put me in to fight, I just want to fight. I want someone with 2 arms and 2 legs and a face to punch, that's all I want. It's freezing in here, man. My fingers, I can't feel them. Yeah, I just can't wait to get back fighting. Been a long time coming back off an operation, and I just can't wait to fight again.
Yeah, obviously you said it could be a while before you sort of find out who your opponent is. Is it just about you getting ready yourself and trusting in your own skills for that fight?
Look, I back myself to beat anyone. I think any boxer will tell you, you have to... I think you almost need to be borderline deluded. I think you have to be. Because if you don't think you're going to win every fight, there's always that doubt in your mind, and that doubt can hold you back so much. I speak a lot now with Sonny Edwards, and what I get from him is he's so confident. He's so confident. He's always telling me, just chill. I have faith in your ability, and that's what I have now. The last year, I'd say the biggest thing I've improved on is my confidence. I back myself to be anyone, as ridiculous as it may seem. it may be ridiculous, but if I say I'm fighting in our way, you probably look at me stupid if I told you I was going to win. But me believing that I'm going to win is going to give me the best possible chance of winning. No matter how small, it's still going to give me the best possible chance. So I back myself to be anyone, and whoever that is on April 13th, let it be them.
And you talk about confidence there. We've seen you're quite a confident character, obviously, when you signed with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom on that show, Anthony Joshua undercard, I think it was, you turned up with a Spider-Man outfit and things like that. Is there anything else we can expect similar on April 13th?
Oh, so much more. I do not even want to talk about it. I take my training very seriously. I train very hard, but I'm also one childish motherfucker. Some of the things I got planned is just... Even I'm thinking about it now, and it's like, I don't know. It's so... Look, I'm here to have fun. I'm here to take boxing seriously, but at the same time, I want to have fun. We get one very short career. We get one very short life. We get one very, very short career. I don't want to look back with any regrets. I don't want to look back and go, I wish I'd done it. I'm taking boxing very seriously, but at the same time, I'm very childish. So you're going to see a very healthy mix of both on April 13th.
Yeah, obviously you're a very skillful fighter, but also I think the entertainment value of you is sort of what maybe sets you apart from some other fighters. Is that sort of entertainment side just, maybe not just as important, but do you feel it's important in terms of getting your name out there?
It's extremely important. These days, you have to think of Eddie Hearn. He's now started to branch to America. How many good boxers would he see in America a week? Hundreds. How many? He sees thousands of good boxers a week. Thousands, and world-class boxers. How many has he seen dressed as Spider-Man? You know, I like to think without my boxing skill, all the gimmicks, they're for nothing. They are for nothing. But this is a chance for me now. I've got my skill. I can show people that I'm as excited out of the ring as I am in the ring, which is very hard because I like to try and entertain properly outside the ring. But look, I think you need both. I think people laugh at some people for doing silly things. Well, at the end of the day, they're still watching. I'm not one of these people that goes, love me or hate me, but you're watching me. But at the same time, you need people to watch you. That's what it's about. That's what these promoters want. They see views. They don't see good comments. They don't see bad comments. They see views. So I plan to bring a lot of views, and I plan to bring a lot of good performances. But regardless, I'm going to have fun on the way, either way.
Obviously, we're at a Welsh boxing show tonight, and in terms of a lot of views and a lot of eyes on the sport, you've got another Welsh fighter in Gavin Gwynn, who's going to be fighting Friday night on the AJ and Ngannou undercard. What are you expecting from that fight? Because it's quite a tough fight for Gavin against Mark Chamberlain, an unbeaten fighter. I don't know whether you've spoke to Gavin much or whether you know much about his training or whatever, but what do you expect from our fight Friday night?
Well, first I got to say, I think you can both agree with me. If anyone in Welsh boxing deserves a shot like that, it's Gavin Gwynn. He is one of the hardest working boxers, and I don't know him personally, but obviously I see him online and I speak to him when I see him, but he's worked his balls off. He is the prime example of just grit and determination can get you anywhere. You know, he openly says he's not the most talented, but he works hard and he wants it. And now he's boxing on the undercard of a mega fight in Saudi Arabia. No matter how this fight goes, I think he's going to win. I'm backing him to win. But no matter how it goes, look at that memory he's got for life. He can now say, I fought in Saudi Arabia. Look at the story he can tell his kids. How proud he can be of himself. I honestly, if anyone deserves that, I'm going to go as far as saying in world boxing, British boxing, wherever you want to say. If anyone deserves it, it's Gavin Gwynn, because that man's an inspiration. He worked his balls off, and hard work, fair play to him. Yeah,
obviously he's worked very hard, and he was obviously, I think, wasn't many years ago, he was fighting at maybe even this arena or cards such like this, and he shows the fighters tonight that if you stick to it, work hard and work at your craft, that you can get to those big nights and big fight nights. So yeah, I think just in terms of Friday night, I think if he gets the win there, do you think it's world title next for him then?
Why not? He's got the British title, he's got the European title, he's got the Commonwealth title. The next thing is a world title. Even if it's not a world title, it should at least be some sort of very high world ranking belt to get him in some sort of eliminating position to get a mega fight. Because it's not like he's in a very good position for that now. It's not far away. Yes, it was a Cinderella story for him to get a British title, Cinderella story for him to get a European title. But now he is in a genuine, very good ranked spot to get a world title shot. And there's some mega names at lightweight for world titles. So again, like I said, if anyone deserves it, it's him. So give him a world title.
Yeah, there's a lot of big names in the lightweight scene. I think it's quite prominent at the moment anyway. You see the likes of Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, they'll be fighting soon. But back onto your own career, big nights for you. What's the plan going forward for you now in terms of 2024 and beyond?
I'm taking it fight by fight. I said before in my all my other interviews, I want to be British champion at 21, British champion at 21, this. Look, I know now, at that time I could have made bantamweight. I can't make bantamweight anymore. I've grown, I was very young, I'm still very young, I'm still growing, I'm still maturing in my body. But I'm taking it fight by fight. I'll openly say, I'm going to be a world champion. I believe I train too hard not to be. I don't see any other possible outcome, because I truly believe that I'm going to be. But I know now I need to take it fight by fight and just learn fight by fight. The last 2 fights I've had, I've learned so much, and I've gone back to the gym and I've worked with my coach Gavin, and he was a world champion, Gavin Rees. So I'm happy taking my time, progressing correctly, not moving fast and moving correctly. So I'm just taking it day by day, riding the wave of life, man.
And is getting a matchroom card in Cardiff or in Wales important for you? Do you want a big night in the capital in Wales?
Obviously I do. Ooh, what a stupid question. No, obviously I do. Look, but right as of now, that's down to Joe Cordina. Joe Cordina's flying the flag for Welsh boxing right now. But there's other big names in Welsh boxing contracted to different promoters. But I'm not big enough yet to bring a show back to Cardiff, but Cordina is. But now the question is he going to fight in Saudi? Because he's made it obvious he wants the big money fights. Will he get the big money fights in Saudi? Will he come back and have a homecoming fight in Cardiff? If he does, I will third wheel my ass on that card. But if not, I'll fight wherever. I'm just extremely grateful that I have such a good platform to perform on. So we'll take it as it comes.
Cheers for speaking to us. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night.
Have a good night, man.